practical guide for construction of blueprint assessment. The objectives of the session is to design a test blueprint. Let us remember together what are the types of blueprint. Types of blueprints are curricular blueprint, master blueprint, and test blueprint. Stages of construction and effective test blueprint. To construct an effective test blueprint, we have to go through three main steps. First is to select the objective that will be assessed in the exam and select their teaching units or hours. Second, determine the weight of each learning objectives. And finally is determining the assessment tool and formats. Let's start with the selecting of the objective that will be assessed in the exam and select their teaching units or hours. First, we need to go back to our master blueprint to extract the theoretical objectives for written assessment and practical objectives for any practical assessment. If you remember, this is our master blueprint which we built in the last session, and now we are going to extract our learning objectives. Here are our learning objectives: define the blueprint's benefits, discuss Bloom's taxonomy level, describe the stages of constructing a blueprint. And here is the teaching units, the impact we have measured last time, and the frequency. And here we need to determine the weight of each learning objectives. To determine the weight of each learning objective, we need to take the impact of learning objectives multiplied by frequency of the learning objective multiplied by teaching unit of learning objective. Here in our example, as you can see, for each objective we will multiply 1 is the teaching units, times 2 is the impact, times 1 is the frequency, it's equal to 2. This is the weight of this learning objective. Discussing the Bloom's taxonomy level, it has 2 teaching units, times 3, it's the impact, times 2 is the frequency, it's equal to 12, and this is the weight of this learning objective. Describe the stages of constructing a blueprint. 3 teaching units times 3 units for the impact and 3 units for the frequency is equal to 27 units. If we take the total is 41, it's the total weight of the learning objectives. To measure the relative weight, we will take the sum of the weight of all learning objectives, so we will calculate it. Then the relative weight of each learning objective, it will be equal to the weight of each learning objective divided by the total weight. Then the first learning objectives is 2 divided by 41 equal to 0.05, 12 divided by 41 equal to 0.29, 27 divided by 41 is equal to 0.66, and the relevant weight should be equal to 1. Now we need to decide on the number of marks that will be given to each learning objective. Number of marks calculation will be based on the relative weight of each learning objective times the total marks of the exam. So the first objectives is 0.05 times 60, 0.29 times 60, 0.66 times 60. The third and last step is to determine the assessment tool and format. Assessment tool or format for the written test are either constructed responses question or selected responses question. The constructed responses question, like structured essay questions, short answer questions, modified essay questions. And the selected response questions is like extended matching questions and single best answer. How we will decide which format of the assessment we have to use, this is depend on the Bloom's taxonomy. When the learning objectives fall in the understanding and remembering level, then we have to use single best answers, modified essay, short answers questions. If it's go in applying and analyzing level, then it will go to SPAs, EMQs, and SAQs. If we go to evaluating and creating level, then we'll use OSCE, OSPE, Mini-CX, or DOPS. In our example, we will decide which assessment format we will use based on the learning objectives and which level they falls in the Bloom's taxonomy. And depend on the college policy as well. Some colleges recommended to have 50% of the questions are related to selected response questions and 50% of the questions related to constructed response questions. And this is what we applied in this example. And by this, we end the series of blueprint assessment. Thank you very much.